Hi guys, my name is Srinya Tamna. I'm in 6th grade and I'm in Woodrow Wilson Middle School. So, today's topic is Mars. We're going to be talking about the facts about Mars. The first fact is Mars has the same land mass as on Earth. So that means that Mars has the same amount of land as on Earth. So let's move on to the next fact. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun. It is the second smallest planet and it is named after the Roman god of war in Roman times. Now the next fact is Mars is named the red planet because Mars is red because it's reddish in space. That's not true. Wait. That is not true. The correct answer is that Mars is red because of its minerals. There's a lot of rust inside Martian rocks, which makes it red. And there's a lot of dust in Mars's atmosphere, which makes it look reddish from space. Now let's move on to the next fact. On Mars, the sun is half the size as on Earth. So, pretend we have a sun here. Mars is half the size as on Earth. So, it's very surprising for Mars that the sun is half the size because Mars is actually more farther away from the sun. And it's more than 55 more million miles from Earth. So, yeah. Now let's move on to the next fact. Only 18 missions to Mars have been successful, and like NASA's Curiosity, Pathfinder, Opportunity rovers. So they have been successful to Mars. So let's move on to the next fact. So Professor Romasor was an extraordinary professor now teaching in Ohio University. He, after analyzing the images from Martian rovers, he discovered that there's a lot of insect forms on Mars. But when this was told to NASA scientists, the NASA scientists denied it by saying that Mars isn't suitable for those kinds of lives because Mars is 96% carbon dioxide and 0.15% oxygen. Whoa, that's super surprising. So yeah, and the next fact is Mars is the second smallest planet after Mercury. Mercury is slightly bigger than the Moon, but Mars is half the size of Earth. So that means that two Marses can fit inside our mother planet Earth. So Mars is the second biggest planet. You may think Pluto is the first smallest planet, but actually it's not because Pluto is a dwarf planet and it's not part of the planets. So there's 8 planets and there's actually 9 planets, but in real life there's 8 planets. Now let's move on to the next fact. The next fact is that Elon Musk is sending astronauts to Mars. He's sending them to Mars for a reason, to study there, and he's also sending them because he wants them to make Mars into habitable for all humans and the animals. So they're going to be sending multiple astronauts there. And they're still planning how to take food, water, how they will drink and survive on Mars, and how they will return back home. The next fact is so Mars is more than 55 million miles away from Earth, and it is more than 130 million miles from the Sun. It's 130 million miles from the Sun. It's more farther than Earth. So that's why Mars is very cold. But Mars has an equator just like Earth, and temperatures can get to 80 degrees Fahrenheit there. So now let's move on to the next fact. So the next fact is that Curiosity rover discovered, this is actually very shocking, guys. Curiosity rover discovered that there are blue sunsets on Mars. This is our last fact, okay, guys? So there are blue sunsets on Mars. Like, how are there blue sunsets on Mars? But let's find out right now. There are blue sunsets on Mars because when in the Martian evening, the sun starts to set, and then Mars's dusty atmosphere absorbs all of the heat, all of the light from the sun, making it blue, making only the blue light pass through. On Earth, it's look outside your window right now. Look outside. I'm looking outside. It's orange when the sun sets, but on Mars, it's blue due to the blue light due to the atmosphere, which only lets the blue light from the sun pass through, but all the other light the atmosphere absorbs. So guys, if you enjoyed my video, if you did, smash that like button and video. See you on next time. Bye and oh snap.